It's the very first time we're going to see the Justice League come together on the big screen, and there's something very, very exciting about that.
It was a dream. Oh, thank God, it was a dream. I've been asleep so long, I've got to do a video. Where's that script? Have I got a script somewhere? Ah, here it is. Hey everybody, how's it going? Not only have I been away ages, I also come back talking about a subject nobody really wants to hear about, but unfortunately...
That son of a bitch brought the war to us.
Thanks, the Batman! And very much like the Batman, we need to understand the first notable event is in 2006, but we're going to start back in 1971 with the arrival of the Atari arcade machine. Not related to any downloadable content whatsoever, you're just paying to go and participate in a game, no physical stuff is given, you come home and you'll play with a candle or the wheel and a stick, you know, it's not relevant. The Sega Genesis and the Atari 2600 both had an online service. Atari 2600 had the Game Line service, and the Sega Genesis had the Sega Channel. What an idiot. The Sega Channel to deliver content, and it's actually a monthly subscription with an activation fee. But you do get the adapter included with the activation fee. Very interesting. Back to the video, the years go by, we see the PC join in with some online content. It is free and it's for Total Annihilation, a PC real-time strategy. Dreamcast comes out in 1998 and they're still pushing their online service. OG Xbox comes out and they're pushing their new service, Xbox Live, with Halo 2 and additional content. But it's really the Xbox 360 in 2005 that went all in on their service, even creating a new currency, the Microsoft points. We're here. The first event happens that really pissed people off. And it is. Wait, I mean, this wasn't like the first time. This was like the first, like, oh no, they've done this. For what I read, people say ZT Online was one of the first instances of paying to win and it being like acceptable. Let's get mobile. Because on that side, with the free-to-play games and the loot boxes, they attribute that to Puzzle and Dragons, is it? It is, and it's one of those tile games, and that's... Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Back to whatever. The Elder Scroll 4... I thought we were saying it together. What the fuck? Bethesda, of all people, released their first piece of planned DLC for the Elder Scroll 4 Oblivion. It's the horse armor for about $2, $2.50, and it was received very poorly. Did you know? On July 14th, the Urban Dictionary user Iron Hammer submitted an entry for horse armor, describing it as a video game feature that is useless and overpriced. Haha! Kill yourself. Despite everybody hating it, it still went on to sell a shitload. They also rolled out their next bits of DLC, stuff along the lines of themed homes, new dungeons, and spells. So they've drawn first blood to our wallets, and now they're looking for other enemies, and there's plenty out there. I think we can all appreciate the problem with pre-owned games, giving people an opportunity to play games that they maybe don't want to play, but they want to try it at some point, and they'll get it at a discount because they're patient and they don't want to be on the bandwagon, like first at the party. They can wait a little bit and still enjoy it, and that's a problem. There's people getting away with something there. It's good for the consumers, it's good for the retail stores as well, and it's not on. And they saw this, and around 2009, 2010, they had their ultimate solution, which was to kill all the different evil people, guys. Sorry, I got so confused. They rolled out the game codes, and this incentivized people to buy the game brand new, because if you did, you could get a cool new outfit for Shepard that otherwise you'd have to pay for if you bought the game pre-owned. But of course, one of you fuckers took this too far. Stand up. Stand up who you were. Oh, I should have known. So these guys thought it would be a good idea if you bought one of their games pre-owned, it would lock off a big segment of the base game, most notably the online portion. So then you'd have to buy like a pass to play the game online. It's just, who thought that would, what? Obviously people did because a lot of companies followed suit, but this wasn't sitting very well with the community, and they had another plan brewing anyway. Can you even be mad when it's so smart? What they've done there is you go out and buy a pre-owned game. We want you to buy pre-owned games because we love the consumer. We're here for you guys. But if you do, and you want to be part of this community, you're probably going to get the season pass and get all that extra content, which just so happens to be the exact same price as a full game. Even though, say, it's Call of Duty, you get 8 maps through the year. You probably get 20. You get 16 maps through the year, about 4 every time. So it's probably the same amount as the base game, apart from there's no single-player campaign, and they're not building a new engine, not even new assets. It's just the same assets rearranged. But that's worth about 50 quid. It just so happens it's worth the same price as the game. And for you losers, for you legends that buy the game brand new and the season pass, it will give you a 10% discount. So you'll get it for like 80 quid. So depressing. So we don't really need to go over season pass for Mortal Kombat 2011, Alley Noir. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, though, I did want to bring up, because they had the season pass, and it was called COD Elite. I completely forgot about this, but this was almost like the beginnings of a game as a service, where you'd go to the website and there'd be streaming features and load out settings and stuff externally from the game, like a community hangout. So it's almost like that was the beginning. I don't think they did it being aware of what they were doing. They were just trying to do a season pass a little bit different than everyone else. But it was almost like the beginnings of a game as a service, much like Evolve was trying to do the platform to sell stuff, and Destiny 2's doing the full gambling. Everything you do is that loot box system. But yeah, the season pass doesn't need any more discussion. It's still alive to this day. I'm so sorry. Welcome, we made it! We fucking made it, yes! We're at the loot boxes, sometimes attributed to Korean MMOs and free-to-play mobile games. When it comes to our AAA big boys, we're talking Team Fortress when they released the hats, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Trek Online going free-to-play and needing some income. Obviously, big up 2013 when CSGO introduces the case system, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer loot boxes. This is a guy that's 100% pay to win. You could just keep buying packs and getting the plays. You don't have to, especially amongst all these other game modes. People weren't even looking at FIFA Ultimate Team when it was first revealed. Anywho, I think our history is mostly complete, as much as I can give you. There's a lot of stuff there, guys, that I've missed out or even got wrong. But that's because I'm an idiot. And these people that I'm going to show you now had some really good points, and they're not idiots. And we'll come back afterwards, and I'll give you my take.
No.
I don't want to play the
That's
odds.
gamble. That's not gaming. That's gambling. I don't want my games to turn into slot machines. If I wanted slot machines, I'd go play the slot machines. Or the pachinko machines. Over at Konami. I don't want to play.
I don't want your games.
I don't want your life.
No games.
I don't want your games. I do want games. I don't
Yeah, but
want
not their games.
your gambling. I'd rather spend $50 in South Park Phone Destroy, a little piece of shit game on the fucking toilet, than I would a game that I already spent $60. I spent $60 already.
Look, you get Underglow.
I get a custom horn.
Fun fact, in 2008, COD 4 releases the Variety Map Pack for $10.
To the extreme, and then backtracking a little bit because that seems more palatable to people.
It's like, where's that line gone now? I mean, where do we get our pride and achievement accomplishment from now? I mean, they're saying it's still an achievement. Yeah, but
it's also accessible now as well.
It's like, this is complete bollocks. It's like, what happened to your previous stance, EA?
Yeah.
You haven't addressed that at all. Your previous stance was, you want us to feel proud and accomplished. But now we can't do that.
Fun fact, in 2017, COD 4 Remastered releases the Variety Pack for $15.
Primarily single-player game, which has also included loot boxes, out of which you can get legendary orcs. Oh god, the whole concept of even just saying that makes me roll my eyes. Tolkien would certainly be rolling in his grave, there's no doubt about that. But this is, in my eyes, the big test of whether or not we are willing to accept these kind of things in our games. And unfortunately, I think it's very likely that we will. For some people, it's the climb that really motivates them, and once they reach the top of the mountain, they feel less motivated to continue to play.
Funfair, Dead Space 3 and its stupid fucking single-player microtransactions.
Beyond that, other companies outside of publishing have noticed the trend and started getting in on it too. G2A, the game key reseller with a history of negligence and implications of fraud, started bundling games into randomized loot boxes, which just goes to show how far the concept of gambling can be taken while technically not being gambling. Even Twitch joined the fray, selling loot crates with temporary emotes in them during Halloween, which you of course bought using their own virtual currency. Same as G2A. Notice how they all have their own special fake money, always one extra step removed from a direct acceptance of cash. 2K Games' creepy automaton CEO Strauss Zelnick recently stated that going forward he wants microtransactions included in every game 2K publishes, which yes, does include Red Dead Redemption, and Borderlands, despite what Randy Pitchford said recently, thanks in no small part to the amount of cash they've bilked out of GTA Online players. Electronic Arts was recently given a drubbing by a former BioWare employee who detailed how the publisher has long ago stopped caring about making good games and is now solely invested in making products designed to rake in perpetual cash. Even adding that a single person once spent $15,000 on Mass Effect stuff. Some people will see that and laugh at such a customer, blaming them for their extreme expenditure. I look at someone spending that much on random game content and thinking they might need a fucking intervention. Actual, help.
What, mate? I ain't got another one.
Pretty damn generous. You're able to get several a week just for playing the game a little bit. Secondly, it's not a full-price game. That game was $40 when it launched on PC. It made it. That makes such a big difference. If you're going to put free-to-play model stuff in your game, you have to discount your game at the very least. If not, give it away for free. You certainly can't have a $99 version of the game. Here's another option. I want you to look at a game that EA also publishes called EA's Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 and 2. And that game has a very similar business model to Battlefront 2, in that you open card packs and then you unlock class variations and even upgrades for those class variations, and it can definitely impact the game. So, I will tell you I'm a huge fan of that game. Me and my wife have sunk 40 hours into the first game and 40 hours into the second game. We played split screen, we played all the different modes, and here's what you got right in Plants vs. Zombies that made me love that game. Number one, there was a mode where you could play without any of the upgrade elements available. You played only with the basic classes. It's called landing mode. Go play it. Right now it's your game, so go play it. It's called landing mode. You can play the game without any of that pay-to-win stuff affecting anything. Just the basic classes. Put that in Star Wars Battlefront 2 right away and let me grind my credits by playing in a mode where I don't have to worry about that. And you know what? If I enjoy that mode, I'll never have to worry about it any other time. Maybe it's deathmatch, maybe it's heroes, maybe it's a version of everything else. Maybe it's an arcade variant. I don't care. I don't know. But allow me to play your game without spending money, and I will probably play your game still.
I really didn't want to end this video on such a sour note, especially with the ongoing investigation into the connection between loot boxes and gambling. But we've already lost in my eyes. The loot boxes don't just ruin progression in games or force people to pay for them so they can compete. They really disrespect what our games have been and where they could go, changing them completely. A lazy system to keep people playing while the game developers only have to deliver the bare minimum. No longer will we go to the dungeon to get our hookshot. We just wait for it in a loot box. I've always wanted to do one of those fake poignant speeches, put a bit of music in the background and like get really profound, like I think I messed up somewhere.